Ladies and gentlemen, it is Christmas, and for those of you who have been on my YouTube channel for a long period of time, you may know that during Christmas, I like to give away the present of my redstone testing world. Now this place is where I design and develop all of the redstone contraptions that you see in my videos. You may also be able to spot a few things from the Hermitcraft series as well, so all of this gets developed first in this place. Let's take a quick look around. In the center, we have got some of my earliest redstone contraptions. So, if you want a reference, this is where I started the redstone testing world. These were the first contraptions that I actually built. In fact, I'm fairly certain that this thing right here, which is a silverfish spawner, was the first thing that I ever built. And are these all silverfish? Infested stone. Yeah, they're all silverfish that have been gradually generated by this farm. In fact, this farm's really interesting because like, what it does is these silverfish spawn, they then go in here and they get pushed into the stone that's generated by this stone generator, and then you end up with this massive block of them. These are all silverfish. So you can actually use that as an XP grinder. So this was the first thing that I actually built in this redstone testing world, and then it kind of expanded out around it. And Matt, there is so much history here. You know, I wasn't planning on doing this, but I fancy exploring it for a little while. When just regular clocks aren't cool enough, you build yourself a redstone, analog redstone clock. This doesn't actually use daylight sensors, so it's horribly out of sync. This is a bit of a bad design, actually. Whoa, my 20th birthday cake! So that 20 popped out of the cake and then the candles lit themselves. This is when I was big into my fire lighting. So 20, I'm now 23, so that is... well, it's almost exactly 3 years old. Of course, the Mumbo Door. I actually built this to celebrate hitting 200,000 subscribers on YouTube. We're now at 2.7 million subscribers. How crazy is that? 200,000 subscribers, and I was so chuffed. And I still love this door. I think this might be one of my favorite doors in Minecraft. I wonder... there's not much room for improvement there, really. This is about as good as it gets. I am extremely curious. And yeah, it looks like that's totally broken, doesn't it? That's the problem with these old redstone worlds. You know, some of these redstone contraptions are 4, 5, maybe even nearly 6 years old. Lots of the redstone changes mean that they just completely break themselves. But one thing that has somehow stood the test of time is the good old-fashioned 4x4 vault door, and I can watch this all day long and every day long. Industrial tree farm. Fun fact, I think I released this video on Christmas Day. Yeah, I released this video on Christmas Day maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and then the tree farm that I built before this, so I built a tree farm very similar, I actually built during my GCSE, so I was 16 when I constructed it, and I built it when I should have been revising for my GCSE maths exam that I had a few days after the video released. Yeah, if I spent half as much time doing maths as I did doing redstone, then I wouldn't have 2.7 million subscribers on YouTube, so I suppose it kind of has paid off for the time being. Arm stand wave machines, still one of my favourite redstone. Everyone knows. Everyone who has been on my YouTube channel for a decent length of time knows that wave machines are some of the coolest things. Oh. How many times do you reckon? Place your bets down in the comment section. How many times in this video do you think I'm going to say the words, I could watch this all day long? I get a lot of people asking me what the stuff and things sign is. This was just a goofy little prank that I created for Hermitcraft Season 3 when Slipgator was still on the Hermitcraft server playing vanilla Minecraft. And he always used to say stuff and things, so I built a stuff and things above his sheep farm, I believe. Looking back, it's not really that funny. I mean, it's just something that he used to say. It was a very nice font, though. I'll give myself that. Ah, yes, the Travelator. The Travelator. Now I wonder, with the new piston mechanics, does it? Yes. Oh, I'm trying not to say it, but I could probably watch that all day long. Now, fun fact, I've come up with a new concept for a Travelator. It's going to be much, much slower than this, but it's something that's been so well requested, and that is a player conveyor belt. I think I've thought of a way to do one. I am so curious here. If the Travelator worked, then why not? Why wouldn't this old school elevator work? Yes! No! Ah, so close. Right, let's try again. Oh! It feels like it's going to work and then it stops. Nope. No good. And I'm not crashing into anything or anything like that. That's such a shame, because I don't even know why they stopped working. Can anyone explain why? Because when I first started playing Minecraft, these things worked reliably and they were fast. More 4x4 vault doors, and this one is lightning speed. Whew. I've built a lot of weird doors in my time. Like, this is a 4x3 vault. I don't even remember building this. It's quite cool though, and really small. I genuinely have no clue what this is. I'm racking my brain for it, and I can anyone explain what this is? What did it do? Potion brewing stations, bane of my life. Absolute bane of my life. There's just always something that doesn't quite work properly on them, and they're always reliable to like 99.9%. They were so tricky to make compact. I'm actually quite impressed that I managed to make this thing work, because this would have been a labour of love and also a lot of hate. Mainly hate, in fact, I think. Ah, the water door. Does this work? Yep. I mean, it's a pointless door. I can still get through it when it's technically closed, but check that out. Oh. Maybe the timings need changing a little bit for the current version of Minecraft. I remember building this, and I was so proud of it when I did it. And I'm still pretty proud of it, to be fair. This is another one of the oldest. This is a really, really old redstone contraption. Oh, nice. Is this my hidden... This is my hidden minecart system. But it totally doesn't work. But I wouldn't mind building another one of these. I have no clue once again. Yeah, absolutely no idea. This is a slime block based sugarcane farm that is honestly one of the most inefficient designs in the world. It's so inefficient. It's absolutely awful, but it looks really cool, let's be honest. Look how many resources it required though. It's just so hilarious. WhackAMole. The good old-fashioned WhackAMole. I remember this. I was so proud of this redstone contraption. So look. Oh, okay. All of the items are missing from the randomizers. That's unfortunate. But I was so proud of this redstone contraption. And I still am proud of this redstone contraption. I released it and nobody cared. I remember it was one of the biggest flops of a redstone video I've ever created. And I feel like it deserves the love. So please, please put your love for the WhackAMole down in the comment section. For anyone who's a fan of Hermitcraft Season 4, you might recognise this. The power beam for my nether base. Yeah, this is pretty sweet. I can't remember if it looked that good when I actually built it on Hermitcraft. I mean, how could I ignore these things? The unbreakable wall systems. One of the most popular redstone videos that I did in 2017, so last year, might even be 2016. Oh my word, I think it's 2016. Yeah, I think it's 2016. This was one of the most overkill redstone contraptions I think I constructed, but also one of the coolest. So there is a really, really simple way of doing this, but this is my gapless piston feed tape, and it is so satisfying to look at. Goodness me, I'd forgotten about this one. Oh, can I even remember what this is? It has empty dispenser. I don't know. It looks like it's something from I Build Your Silly Redstone Ideas though, because I'm fairly certain this is me dabbing. And that is a waving cat. No clue what this is. This, oh my word, I've just remembered. So if we pop inside here, so this is a mob farm. And it is a translocation mob farm. Can anyone remember the old bug that if a piston extended onto your head, then retracted, you'd actually get sucked up through the piston? It was amazing. It was so cool. This was like the most ridiculous and absolutely enormous, totally inefficient mob farms there ever was. Seriously. But mobs would spawn in there, they'd then be pushed across, and then they'd go into these translocation elevators, and they'd be pulled up the farm like this. And they'd go all the way up. It wouldn't be particularly fast. It would cause all the lag in the world. And then they'd be pushed across in another translocation system. So they'd be pulled along like this. And then they'd make their way into a little killing chamber at the end. And this is where the player would kill them. It was a bit ridiculous, really. Senor Bumbo Oldonai, I believe was his name. Complete with redstone, Temple of Notch style stuff. Very cool. Oh, and yeah, this is another thing from Hermitcraft Season 5. These were the storage silos for the cactus farm. The thing that's fun about my redstone testing world is the fact that you get little bits of history like this. Like this is a little setup that I made for a thumbnail. So you just get little slices of videos here and there. Ah, here's the garage that I made for Good Times with Scar. That was a really cool redstone door. Thank you, Scar, for challenging me to build that, because that was a really, really fun redstone build. And as you can see, the redstone is decently complicated, but it's not ridiculous. That was a fun project to take on. I want to do more stuff like that in survival Minecraft. Gigantic toilet, because why not? Now, I know this makes it look like I designed the redstone for the mustache relocator machine, but what you have to understand is that Grian, I gave him a download of my redstone testing world. He then did the redstone in my redstone testing world, and then he came back. He gave me back my redstone testing world. Yeah, that's what happened. It sounds unbelievable, I know, but yeah, you're just gonna have to trust me on this one. Another one from Hermitcraft Season 4, the time I legitimately got a charged creeper in Minecraft. And I wanted to build a plinth for it. I got a charged creeper and managed to rename it without it exploding so I could keep it. And I managed to keep it in this monument. That's probably one of the proudest I've ever been. But another time that I've been incredibly proud is this. It still works, and that is so cool to me. I'd wanted to build one of these for years. Now, if you're wondering what these kind of crazy looking wacky tunnels are, these are actually from 360-degree redstone videos. I used to do them occasionally. They were kind of like little experiences that the viewer could go on, so you kind of go through here. I think this one was for Halloween. And yeah, there was things that like flew out at you and exploded here and there. They're actually pretty good fun. I might do another 360 redstone video at some point because yeah, they're pretty sweet. They were cool. This is my original realistic elevator. Holy mackerel, it is so overcomplicated. Look at this thing. That is so ridiculous. It definitely doesn't work. I remember I've tried it out recently. It doesn't even attempt to function. Yeah, no, it's a mess. It is a total mess. And oh my word, it's just, that's disgusting to look at. But I'm fairly certain it used like a mechanic of piston feed tapes and things to push the slide. It's so silly. This gigantic redstone contraption was actually, it was a joke. It was a joke redstone. It does nothing. People ask me about this all the time. It literally does nothing. That was the point of it. It was my most complicated redstone contraption of the year. I released it on New Year's Day, like 3 years ago, and it just opened and closed these doors. This is my smallest Rube Goldberg machine. So this thing is, it's kind of like a chain of events that all go through to activate something. I'm proud of this. That thing's tiny, and there's lots going on here. That's cool to look at. I might do another one of these. This is an extremely recent redstone video, but one that I'm incredibly proud of, and that is, of course, the prettiest vault door. Took me hours upon hours. Absolutely ages, but what a build. Now, if you're wondering what this wacky looking thing is, so this is my mob farm. We've all seen this mob farm before. I built this in a bunch of Hermitcraft seasons. But then underneath, we've got this water catchment zone, which then sends the mobs through into an old school mob sorter. And this would sort out the creepers from all the other ones. And then I think I had a set of skeletons here, which would then shoot the creepers. And then they would drop. Yeah, it was a music disc farm. So that, yeah, this is a gigantic music disc farm. It was a bit of a silly redstone video, really, now that I look back on it. Honestly, I could look around this thing for hours. I mean, I'm rediscovering things that, like, we haven't even covered most of it. Seriously, there's so much to look at here. I mean, we've got gigantic potion brewing stations. That's what these things are. These things are absolutely enormous. My redstone banner system. This was another total flop of a redstone video. One that I was incredibly proud of. And you know, I'm still proud of it. I think it's cool. Changing mazes, or is this is an invisible maze? Yeah, a pressure plate based invisible maze. The crowd goes wild machine. This was one of my favorite redstone videos for ages. I absolutely love this thing. I would always talk about this. Sadly, all of the armor stands have clearly disappeared. So it's more of like a crowd. No crowd, not going wild machine. Oh, of course, my hidden staircase. Spiral hidden staircase. Very nice. I've always loved hidden staircases in Minecraft. There's a few things. Doors, hidden staircases, combination locks. They were like my bread and butter when I first started out making redstone videos, and all of them have a soft spot in my heart. They really do. I use this thing quite often for thumbnails. It's just one of those builds that if you get the right angle, see, look, this is what I do, right? If you get that angle, if you can get all of that redstone in, and then you just take a screenshot like that, then blur it a little bit, it makes a great background to a redstone thumbnail, I can tell you that. Look out for it in some of my most popular videos, because I can promise you it's there. Oh yes, my little corner of pimple poppers. I often reference this. People sometimes say, you know, what's the silliest redstone video you've made? Or the people say down in the comment section, this is a really stupid, pointless redstone video. Whenever they say that, I point them back to this video. And I'm like, look, okay, I've always been ridiculous. Here is my pimple. This is a redstone video that I thought people wanted to see. A redstone contraption which pops a pimple and loads of white sheep blast out of it. I was like 21 when I made this as well. It's not even like I can chalk it down to being young. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you guys to explore the rest of it. I mean, I've kind of flown around for... I've been doing this for about an hour and a half. The nostalgia wave hits me. This is what I do occasionally. It's so fun to just check out the builds that are in here. There's so much stuff. There really is. I mean, there's so much history in here. I can't wait when I'm like 70 years old. Hopefully I still have this somewhere and I can show my kids, like, this is where I dedicated a lot of my time in my childhood. Yeah, it's interesting. It really is interesting. Maybe I'll take a screenshot and frame it on my wall. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Anyway, well downloads, obviously, down in the description. If you do want to check it out for yourselves, download it and just fly around. Take a look, mess around with the redstone contraptions, do whatever you want, explore. But anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed this little recap video. If you have, please press that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.